Hi there everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today actually is the same day that the Marina Ancient Dreams Live from the Desert happened. It was great, amazing, beyond amazing. So I still have a little bit of my drink left, and I also have a blue tongue. So we're gonna rock it and we're gonna keep going along with the video. So hopefully my blue tongue doesn't distract you. I've been looking at it like in the video and I'm like, oh my god, that's so freaking funny. I didn't expect it to kind of like, not stain, but like, you know, leave any coloring on your teeth or tongue. But basically, I made the Purge the Poison drink that Marina had shared for her live tour. Well, it's not really like a tour, but it's the live version of, you know, her release of her new album. I felt like it was best that I support her by buying a ticket and even just watching it, even if it wasn't what I thought. But when I tell you guys, it was beyond what I thought. Like, it was so good, so good. She just hit it out the park. The sounds, the songs she chose, the lineup, everything worked great, and it's just a very emotional moment for me, like watching it and just being able to like hear her new project. It was very emotional. So I thought that it'd be cool if I kind of go over the album and kind of give you guys my thoughts and ideas about it. But it's also kind of like not my first true reaction to the songs, so like I've definitely learned them by now. Even though it literally just came out yesterday, I learned all the songs. By the time you guys are seeing this, it might not be exactly like June 11th. Today's June 12th, but it may not be exactly June 12th. So anyway, I wanted to go ahead and start with just kind of the order of the album and kind of just go off of how I thought about each song, what I kind of took away from it, and I don't know, maybe at the end I'll rate the songs as in like, you know, order of 1 to 10, which one was my best or was my favorite. I believe there's only 10 songs. It's either 10 or 11. I remember these things. I'm a diehard Marina fan, so when it comes to her, I'm not playing around. So there are 10 songs. Yep, that was right. So this project is honestly so amazing. Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land, amazing. Just a beautiful album. Seriously, like, it's 10 out of 10 for me, if I'm being honest. So I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about this. I'm not gonna play any of the music, only because that's gonna take up more time, and also I just don't want to get copyrighted, and I also just think that a discussion is good enough. So for those who haven't listened to her project, I would suggest listening to them, or to it, and then listen to each song. If you want to listen to it, you know, as I go on about it, that's cool, but like, I just really have some ideas about everything. So to start off, Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land, the first track is called Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land. I personally am obsessed with the visual that she put out. She said it's just a visual, but I believe it's definitely the visual music video. So beautiful. The way that she did it, the aesthetic is just so brilliant. Like, I wouldn't have thought to put neon pops of like, kind of like, it gave me like 70s 80s kind of like aesthetic, but mixed with this nuance of like rock and mixing in with it. And it's so cool to see her do a rock type of project, because I honestly thought that Bubblegum Bitch was the closest we'll ever get to that, or even Starring Role. Well, Electra Heart was pretty much like a pop kind of like emo rock, but it wasn't like rock. This is definitely more rock. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's really just like listening to kind of like a nonconformist anthem. And that's why, and I say this because of the whole, like, you know, you don't have to be like everybody else, you don't have to fit into the norm, you don't have to conform. It gives you this power of like, you know, I forget that I am the balance, and I am the whole eye of the attraction. Like, you know, like, you're kind of bringing in that attention to yourself, but not just that, but also like, you don't want to, you know, fit in anyone's bubble. You want to be something brand new, or something that's looked at as different but inspirational and brings hope. That's kind of like what I got from the song, and really like the music video like kind of made me think of like old times, like definitely how it is, like it's like ancient dreams. I get of like an ancient time, and she gives me a lot of like Greek mythology kind of looks in that video. The song itself was just so good. I honestly am obsessed with just the whole thing. It is so catchy, and the way that she just does her little everything in there, like the it's like she does these sounds specifically. I noticed with her, she likes to drag on open sounds. So like for instance, a song that, like, well, if we're gonna go off of this song, I could just say, the land part. Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land, I'm trying to get there as fast as I can, before I had formed. Those kind of open words help her, I feel like, with the way she sounds, her voice. It makes it sound so much more rich and just so much more open and flooded with sound. And I think that's what she was really wanting. She wanted it to be like full of sound, but full of this energy that's really just enveloping the whole project. Like, the whole project is that energy, and that's what I find so amazing. And I love that it's the first track, because like, let's open it up with a bang, right? Love that. Okay, so I would say personally 10 out of 10 on that song. I will get back to you on the rating in order of like my first favorite to most favorite, you know what I mean, whatever the hell. So, besides Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land, that's the first one. The second one is Venus Flytrap. This one has grown on me so good. I honestly thought that I was going to kind of not like it just because I didn't understand the whole title. I was like, what does that even mean, like Venus Flytrap? But then when I started to listen to the lyrics, and it's like, why would you want to be a wallflower when you can be a Venus Flytrap? Like, why would you want to be anything but ordinary when you can be extraordinary? So that's kind of what I got from it, and it was so good. And then the music video is my favorite out of the entire every little music video she's dropped for Ancient Dreams and Monoland so far, that is my favorite. And I will say so because she does pay, like, what is it? She pays homage to her previous eras by dressing in certain ways in the music video and kind of, like, giving it that feeling that she's referring to these old eras, but she's not really, like, advertently, like, saying that's what it is. And then, my favorite part about it is her bringing back Electra Heart as an adult, and she's in the music video as adult Electra Heart. And what's so amazing is that there's, like, so much, I guess what's behind the scenes, I don't know if people would understand, but like in the time of Electra Heart, like it was like very, I don't want to say selfish or selfless, like the project gave both of those emotions. So it's like, you want to get over someone who broke your heart, but you're also the one to break hearts. And for me, looking at this whole like, oh, Electra Heart is an adult now, and the parts in the music video that she's in and the shirt that she has, it says, what is it, the Gone to Jail lyric, Harvey Weinstein, yeah, that crazy. So, and the reason why I say this is because it's like that character was like the epitome of what people wanted this pop idea to be, and then in this new video of Marina making adult Electra Heart, she's like the opposite of that. She's like, I've grown into my own way, I've grown in my own character, and I've seen the light, I've seen how to be enveloped in my femininity and have power and all of that, and it's so beautiful. Like the song, and it's so powerful. Like the music video, it's just, there's like nuances and like different things behind it that I feel like people don't recognize until they're like thinking about it, and they're like, oh my gosh, like that's like really interesting how they, you know, well, in my opinion, brought back Electra Heart. I thought that was incredible, especially because it has a lot of meaning. Like that whole character was the epitome of what people wanted to be like, I guess, like that pop emo vibe, and then like now it's like she's grown forward into like this full-grown adult, and now she has this beautiful wisdom. Like it's crazy. It's like, it's so good. Anyway, so enough of my babbling on that. By the way, this drink was so good during the entire freaking performance. I was just sipping on it, and I made technically 2 rounds of it, but I doubled the ingredients in both, so it's like 4 drinks of Purge The Poison. That is gonna be forever. I wish that they could just make this a drink like in a bar, so I could be like, can I get the Purge The Poison drink? And they'd be like, oh yeah, I totally know what that is, but like, they don't. I thought that was genius, by the way, for Marina to incorporate like a drink menu for the at-home concert. Like, so smart. And this was like the first time she ever introduced like a menu with it, and I was like, girl, this is going above and beyond. Like, you want us to be tipsy and enjoy and to be emotional. Like, it was a whole event. Like, I'm not even kidding, it was a whole event. But anyway, so moving on to the third track, and by the way, Venus Flytrap, 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Okay, Man's World. Everybody, we all know Man's World. That was the first single from the whole project, and when it first came out, I thought that it was giving me like Handmade Heaven vibes, and I wasn't quite sure if I was gonna like this new project because that was like the vibe I was getting. I was so happy with the message of it because like, duh, who the fuck wants to live in a man's world? Like, we're over this shit in general. Like, we want representation, we want like actual leadership, and men just can't do it. So, meaning of the song, 10 out of 10. Song itself, 10 out of 10, but originally when I first listened to it, I was like 7 out of 10 because I didn't know how I felt, because I was like, it's such a good message and the song is amazing, and the fact that she she has written 100% of the project, like that's just inspirational to know like she's thinking like this towards music. She's like breaking a boundary in music that people don't talk about, and it is so good. Like, it's just so heartwarming to know like we're going in a direction where like full acceptance is hopefully on the horizon, and we can like break the boundaries that once were, you know, things that were confining us into groups and into, you know, basically just a system. And I'm so glad that people are seeing this and that Marina is able to write about these issues and like put it in her music and bring it to life for people to see in different ways. It's just incredible. So Man's World was so good. Music video, astonishingly good. I love the part where the older woman is playing the guitar, and like that's like the part, and I'm like, oh, that's so good. Like, I vibe with it. I love it. So love Man's World. I would give that, yeah. Now I would give it about a 9 out of 10 just because it's not my favorite, but it's still really good. Alright, so Purge the Poison. That is track number 4. Purge the Poison is honestly such a whirlwind, and it is so quick with the lyrics and the sound that it's like, it's just so upbeat and like, woo! And then it's like, I don't know, it's the one where you want to get up and dance and be like, yes! And then the chorus itself is just awesome, knowing that it was sung in the perspective of Mother Nature and like, why are humans destroying the planet? And I totally agree. Obviously, it's a fucking issue, and I'm so glad that she was able to highlight that and talk about it while pursuing this project, because I feel like some artists are too scared to talk about it because they're afraid of controversy, but Marina knows like things need to be discussed and things need to be talked about for us to see, one, change, and two, to continue to be aware of things so we can obviously make more aware decisions in the future than what, you know, has already been led up to now with global warming and shit like that. But it's just beyond me that she's able to write a whole song about it, in a sense, and to know that, like, well, one, the music video was just so awesome. It just gives me like I don't know, it just gives me pure rock, but also like pop, and then also mermaid vibes, which was kind of cool, because like the Purge The Poison video gives me mermaid vibes when Marina's in the water and she's like right here. It's like, oh, it's so good. Like, I love when Marina's in water. She does a lot of videos where she's in water, and I just love it. I'm like, yes. So I would say Purge The Poison is going to be a 10 out of 10, and I know some people personally, like people I know, don't like it as much, but that's because they don't understand it, or they probably don't fuck with the tune and melody as much as I do. I literally will fuck with every tune and melody that Marina puts out, period. Okay, so highly emotional people. If I'm gonna be real, the first time I heard it, I cried so bad, because it hits hard. It talks about emotions and that it's a part of our design as people, and the fact that we are told sometimes to hide that, or that it's not okay to be emotional, but really it's more than okay to be emotional, and actually it's probably the most healthy thing to do, is to express your emotions, not limit your emotions, but, you know, express them, feel them, and, you know, decide what to do with them. But for me, listening to that, I cried so much, because there's a line where it says men are not supposed to cry, or no, like men are told not to cry, or whatever, but it's much easier to lie until someone takes their life. And when she said that, I was like, oh my god, like, she's really like touching a lot of topics, like in the sense like suicide and like people being denied of emotional value kind of leads to that, like, and it's so powerful that she's able to sing so openly and fluidly about it, and it makes so much sense in the song to know, like, I should never feel bad about being emotional, I should never feel weird about it, I should never feel like it's not normal, because it's so normal, it's part of who we are. And listening to it for the first time, I just was bawling my eyes out, because it's just so incredible. And then the ending, when it goes boom, 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 and it really like enunciates those beats, set me, was crying. There's just a lot of emotion that it brings up. It brings up a lot in my past, like, just in general, but also like thinking about the whole concept, like people are out here literally killing themselves because they can't express how they feel, or who they are, or be who they are, or feel how they want to feel, and it's just horrible. It makes me so sad, you know, and I'm just so happy that she could touch on this, because it's something that we need to be aware of and continue to talk about, because we can't have people just ending their lives over not knowing how to express their feelings, or to even feel for their feelings. That's why it's so important to talk about feelings, and to talk about how we express them and handle them, and then not just that, but even new ones that we didn't even know we felt, or things that we haven't experienced before, and we're trying to grasp, you know, how to deal with things. It's beyond me. It's such a good song. I would say 10 out of 10 for sure. Definitely one of my favorites off the project. New America is the next one, and New America is so good because, again, she talks about real shit. She talks about how the US has only ever done bad shit. Listening to this song, her talking about, you know, it's time to pay your dues, like the timeline is catching up on you, it is so true, and it is so valid right now, and I think it's so important that people hear the message behind that song and realize that we need to triumph together to create a new America that is, you know, worthy of what we have to offer. Past generations have fucked us all in the sense of social, you know, reform. We should have honestly been way more ahead socially than we are now back then, but it's clear that, you know, prejudice and discrimination is an issue for this country, and that has always been a driving factor in a lot of the problems that we have as a country. And it's just crazy. I'm just so glad that Marina was able to like see all that, put that into lyrics, and then make it in a way that it's like very awakening. Like this song makes me feel like I want to make so much change, and so much, like, you know, like I obviously want to make so much change in the world, but it's like, you know, I am just one person, you know, it starts with one person, of course, but it's just like, fuck, that song makes me want to like change the world, and to make things better for our, you know, for our people that we've constantly, and not we, but like the US has let down its own people so often, and just, it's crazy. I really am proud of Marina for writing that song, and really understanding that there's so much wrong with the past, and there's never going to be anything to undo that, but we can only move forward, of course, and try to make it better for generations in the future, you know. But it's just fucking crazy. Like, the meaning behind this song is just so intense. So the next song, Pandora's Box. This one was very touchy for me too. I cried a lot to it when I first listened to it, because it talks about, you know, you never know what you're going to get when you know, pursue love. You never know if it's going to be a curse, if it's going to be a blessing, if it's going to last forever, if it's going to die off quick. And that song really just highlights the idea that, you know, we don't know what we have to offer, or not to offer, we don't know what we are going to have when it comes to love. And sometimes when you open up something in someone, it can lead to more, or it can lead to something we didn't expect. And that's kind of the idea I feel like I got behind the song. And I know that this album is a good way for Marina to heal from love because of her past relation. But it's just beyond, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. It's so beautiful, and the melodies are so good, so good. Definitely, if I were to give it a rating, I'd say 9 out of 10 because I didn't click with it at first. I did, of course, 'cause I was crying, but I didn't know if it was like for me like that, but it is, so I love it. Okay, so we have 3 more songs of this project. This song that is next, I am obsessed with. I think it was just amazing, and the production is so good. It's called I Love You, But I Love Myself More. Or is it I Love You, But I Love Me More? That's what it's called. I cannot believe she produced something like this. I mean, of course she had some help, but it's like she writes all this by herself, and this idea of, you know, when I love you, but I love me more, I'm not gonna let you come back just because you want something more from me, even though you already had the opportunity. So I feel like that's so inspirational. Like, I wouldn't want to sit there and say, I let someone back in my life that didn't give me value. You know what I mean? Because why would you do that? Like, why give someone all the power when they don't give you value and respect, or even sometimes the time of day? Like, no. So it is such a good song, seriously. I would say 10 out of 10. And when we get to the rating, you'll be surprised because it's high up there for my favorites in the album, for sure. Now the next one, Flowers. Flowers is so freaking good. Flowers to me is literally like a ballad about you could have me, you could have had me, but I left because you didn't give me all the love and appreciation that I deserve. And that's kind of what I feel from it. It's like, I would have stayed if you gave me flowers. Literally, something so simple, but it can be the fine line between ending and starting relations. Like, flowers are beautiful. They're given to people as gifts of kindness, as to show beauty, to just be genuine to others, you know? And that song holds a lot of power, and literally just from flowers. Like, that's so interesting. So good. Sorry, I'm gonna keep finishing. I don't like that it turned my tongue blue, if I'm being honest. I hate anything that like dyes your tongue or like your teeth, because it won't go away till obviously like I eat something or brush my teeth again. But I just find it weird that stuff stains your teeth like that, or your mouth. Anyway, love the drink. And I'm gonna put a TikTok out about the drink, and also for the tour video that I'm gonna put out, possibly. I'm not sure how I'm gonna put it out yet, just because I don't want any copyright issues, but if I can find a way to like splice stuff up so it's not an issue, then yeah, that'd be great, and I'm sure you guys will love it. So inspirational. It's such a powerful concert, seriously. Okay, so Flowers rating though, I would give it an 8 out of 10 because it wasn't my favorite, but it's still so good. But the last song, Goodbye, that song is incredible. Blown away by just the message behind it, and the power in her vocals, the power in her like control in her voice, specifically for the end of the song where she goes, where she keeps saying friend, like that, but like specifically like softening and then like making it, it's like she just knows what she's doing when it comes to sounds. She knows what sounds so good. She knows what clicks. She just knows. So listening to it for the first time specifically, I cried because it's so true. Like, it's hard to say goodbye to someone, especially yourself, like your own personality that you've known for so long, because you feel like you're changing, and it's hard to say goodbye to something like that, especially something in your past. But it's also very necessary to move forward, and it's necessary to shed old weight, to take care of yourself, to take care of, you know, what matters to you most. And by old weight, I mean like relations or like stuff that holds you down. Because for me, listening to it, I was getting like goodbye to those who kind of don't appreciate me for what I am, because I'm more than what you see me as, and, you know, goodbye to a very sincere relationship is what I'm getting, because of course it's like you're the closest friend I have, like that kind of, oh my gosh, that whole vibe is just, it's so hard. And Marina really, like, to know that she cried apparently, like through the demos to record that song in general for the album, is just so touching, because you know it's so personal and so deep, and it's just, this whole project is very raw. Like, it really says, like, I've been through it, I've been hurt, I've seen every end of love, but right now I need to focus on self-love, and I need to focus on healing, and that's really what I'm getting from it. And I feel like there's an overall message of healing in the whole project. Healing politically, healing societally, like, you know, with individuals in our community, we're coming together to show support and, you know, love for one another, but it's also like we need more people to see these messages and to amplify these messages so that we can be a better society in the future and heal from all the bad that's happened in the world, and all the bad that's happened in our own country, and all the bad that's happened to people that we know and love. We just want things to be better, and I feel like that's kind of the idea of this project, is we're hoping for better times ahead, because right now we're fighting for that, and that's what it feels like. So just this whole project is just, it's so deep and touching. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Project for me, it's 10 out of 10. 10 out of motherfucking 10. Marina knocked it out the fucking park, and there's no question. If anyone wants to disagree, exit the video. There's no option for that. So I'm gonna go over the kind of like 1 through 10 of my favorite being number 1 and my least favorite being 10. Of course, these are all, I love every single one of them, and honestly, they're all favorites for me. But I'm gonna put them in order of like what I listen to the most. Okay. So, number 1, if I'm being honest, Venus Flytrap. Number 2, I Love You But I Love You More. Number 3, New America. Number 4, Goodbye. Number 5, Highly Emotional People. Number 6, Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land. Number 7, Purge the Poison. Number 8, Pandora's Box. Number 9, Man's World. And number 10 is gonna be Flowers. And the reason I say all that is because it's one, the most that I listen to is number 1, of course, and then like I listen to them a little bit less like each as they go down, but I listen to all of them like constantly. So when it comes to Marina, like I'm literally the person where I will listen to the whole project for months and months and months, just so that I can solidify the feelings that I get with it, so it never goes away, and then I'll always be like, yeah, that's that album. That album means this for me. So yeah. But anyway, so that's kind of my idea and thoughts behind Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land. It's so good. Like I can't even put it into words just how amazing it is. Seriously. And then to have witnessed the concert live, just amazing. And then also, you know, I'm gonna be buying a tour ticket when it comes to her tour in 2022. There's no doubt. She's my girl. I have to. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I really wish I could have done an original raw like moment for you guys when I had actually like first ever heard the project, but the only thing is like I just felt so vulnerable and emotional that I felt like it's better I go over it after, you know, all that. My tongue is still freaking blue. Hate that. I don't like that. I always do because I look at it. I'm like, what is that color? Because it's like, you know, when you eat like a Jolly Rancher and like your whole mouth turns like either green or purple or blue, and you're like, oh, this isn't gonna go away for an hour or two. Yeah. Okay, you guys. I love you all. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys love Ancient Dreams in Modern Land as much as I do. Give Marina support. Support our girl. Go buy the vinyl. Go buy your tickets to see her in tour. And just be well. Be well. Okay, guys. Much love. Bye, guys.